Kurosawa better not be dead.
Looks like we managed to get away.
I'd rather have Labras captured than Kurosawa dead.
We got out in time. It's nice to meet you, Labras. I'm Yukari Takiba.
Oh, yes. I'm Kanemata. Wow, so it's true that you're like Aigus-san. Oh, and this is Koromaru. Huh? A dog? He's not just a pet. Koromaru might not look like it, but he can fight as well.
Beginning personnel scans. Everyone in this helicopter seems to be a member of the Shadow Operatives. According to the new data I was given during my repairs, they're all Mitsuru-san's friends since during high school. These people are all comrades who have fought alongside Mitsuru-san and each other.
Takeba-san? You're dressed in a kinda interesting way.
Huh? Oh, this? Yeah, I got picked up suddenly from my job and I didn't have any time to change. I bet I'm never gonna hear the end of this. Also, you can just call me Yukari. I hope we get along, Labras.
But to think that organization would come after us now at such an important time. If Kurosawa-san hadn't gotten that tip, we'd be doomed. Hey, right. What's going on with those guys? Who are they again? Public safety? Oh, that's right. You don't know.
Ken-kun politely explains the situation to me. Some people in the public safety department don't think well of the Shadow Operatives. When Mitsuru-san and the others went missing, public safety took advantage of this confusion and attempted to take control of the Shadow Operatives' headquarters. They had been trying to remove Mitsuru-san from her position and showed up at the lab in an attempt to confiscate me for evidence. To move this quickly after she disappeared, though, public safety must have had some way of knowing what was going on within the Shadow Operatives.
They say Mitsuru-san set everything up. She would never. I can't understand it either. All this about honor and adult circumstances is foolish.
Yeah, but there are some people in public safety who don't agree with that. Or else Kurosawa-san wouldn't have gotten that anonymous tip.
Oh, that reminds me. I wonder if Kurosawa-san's okay.
Koromaru says that he's alright.
Huh? Can you understand dogs too, Yukari-san?
Well, no, but I've known Koromaru for a while, and that just seems like what he's saying. I'm sure Kurosawa-san will be just fine.
Koromaru-san's white fur reminds me of something. Snowy. My friend whom I met on this other island. I can tell from Yukari-san's words that all the other people here in this helicopter know each other very well.
So where are we going now anyway? We're gonna go look for Mitsuru-san and them, right?
Right. It looks like there was an increased shadow reading someplace called Inaba, and they were headed there. We'll go that way for now.
Inaba.
That's right, this could be a continuation of the events from yesterday. An ordeal. Elizabeth's words from my dream echo in my mind.
So gloomy. I'm sure Mitsuru-senpai's fine. She's got Akihiko-senpai, Fuka, and even Aigus with her after all. Oh, right. You're Aigus' sister, aren't you?
Right.
Yeah, that's right. I was made just before her, though.
You seem so stiff. You don't need to be so polite with us.
I heard that you were an earlier model than Aigus-san, but you don't seem less advanced at all. You seem perfectly normal. Do you fight with that axe you're carrying? Could I touch it?
The two of them are interacting with me quite normally, even though they know I'm a machine. Even though they must know what happened in Inaba and about my past. That acceptance makes me happy. Koromaru-san is gazing intently at me too.
Yukari-san, have you been able to make contact with Iori-san?
A voice from the cockpit interrupts us. Kikuno-san, Mitsuru-san's maid, can't read that too well, is in the pilot seat. She seems demure, but if she can pilot a helicopter like this, her skills seem to know no limits. But I've been told that Kikuno-san isn't a Persona user. Isn't it dangerous for her to come with us in a situation like this?
I completely forgot. Hold on a sec.
It doesn't surprise me that you forgot. As she forgot. Yukari-san pulls out her cell phone. It seems they were trying to meet with Junpei Iori, another part-time Shadow Operative, and also a fellow comrade since high school. While Yukari-san is on the phone, I decide to ask Kikuno-san about the doubts I have.
Saikawa-san, you're not a Persona user, are you?
Please call me Kikuno. And no, I only have the potential towards the Dark Hour.
Oh, I didn't know you had that. Even the maids in the Kirijo family are amazing. So that means you can't fight shadows, right? Then ain't it dangerous for you to come along?
If I have the correct information, then the grotesque monsters known as shadows are enemies, can only be defeated by people who can use personas. In other words, since Kakino-san is an ordinary human, she could never defeat a shadow, even if she was the most proficient warrior in the world. If she ever encountered a shadow on her own, Kakino-san would face immediate death. And yet she smiles warmly as she answers me.
There are more ways to deal with shadows than the direct method. We've never met in person, but I was involved in the operation to rescue you last time. We all do whatever we can to the best of our abilities to fulfill the roles we've been given. That is what it means to fight.
Wow, she's a true professional.
To be honest, I don't understand. True, Kakino-san is helping us by piloting the helicopter for us. But if that's all it took, then someone could easily program me with the ability to fly the helicopter, and there would be no need for Kakino-san to be exposed to the dangers of having to join this operation.
I'd see.
Can't think of any other words to say, and I look away from her. I end up meeting Ken-kun's eyes, and I feel a little awkward.
It's no use, he's not picking up. This is so important. Why now?
Yukari-san puts down her phone and turns to us again. Everyone's attention returns to getting up to speed on the current situation.
Oh well, we'll just have to begin our search on our own.
You know, Kikuno-san, I'm surprised you knew where we were without having to contact us at all.
I traced the GPS signals from your cell phones. We're still partners with the police force, so it's no problem to do that in an emergency. Then again, we've just seen how even that doesn't always help.
You mean about Junpei-san?
It's like he's going out of his way to inconvenience us.
Yukari-san sighs with a somewhat astounded expression. As I reflect that this Junpei-san appears to be something of an odd person, Kakino-san taps her armrest as if remembering something.
Oh dear, I almost forgot. Labra-san, please review these documents until we arrive at our destination.
With that, Kakuna-san hands me a folder.
Yuka-san asked me to tell you about this, but under the circumstances, would you please look through the material on your own?
As I flip through the documents in a thick file, I notice that certain names appear again and again, with Tsuru, Akihiko, and the names of everyone here. What is this?
It's a summary of the activities that took place 3 years ago.
3 years ago? You must mean... I see. Whoever's behind what's going on is definitely connected to those events.
3 years ago refers to the incident leading to Mitsuru-san and the rest meeting one another. I haven't had the chance to go over it in detail, but supposedly it's the case that became the impetus for Mitsuru-san to establish the Shadow Operatives. And the bonds that they have formed among each other. They were nurtured through the battles that they took part in back then. Such deep connections look radiant to my eyes. I decided that it's important that I learn more about what happened then. As important as learning more about who or whatever is behind the events going on right now. If I just want information on it, I could easily just transfer that data directly into my memory. But by actively reading it like this, I will be able to understand what happened. Her thoughtfulness of treating me as the same as a person makes me happy. Kakuna-san glances at me once more and nods slightly as if in approval.
I think it looks good on you. A proper appearance is important when going out on a grand stage.
Does she mean the uniform I'm wearing? Oh, I get it. She must have been the one who prepared the Yashikami uniform that Kurosawa gave me. Her sudden compliment is a little embarrassing, but I can't help but smile. I mean, this uniform, to me, it's proof of my connection to Yukun and his friends.
Thanks.
Yukuna-san reacts with a small smile and produces some other items.
Yukari-san, Ken-san, I have acquired evokers and suitable weapons for you.
Wow, thank you! This would be the best for me.
She actually, pulled out a spear from, where? I don't know. Ken-kun takes a spear from Kakuna-san and sits back with a satisfied expression. The spear is longer than Ken-kun is tall, but he seems confident. Wouldn't such a weapon be too unwieldy for him to handle?
Kikuno-san, what is this?
Nah, she's a smartass. Yukari-san hands Yukari-san what appears to be a large pink bow that perfectly matches the suit she's wearing. Upon seeing it, Yukari looks baffled.
It's the ultimate arrow! It's so pink.
I acquired reference material from the publisher and had it made. Don't worry, it's more functional than the prop on your show.
I'm pretty sure that makes it the best bow ever created, but...
In actual combat, I thought that using a form factor you're comfortable with would be best.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you to have a logical explanation like...
He's just expecting, like, I did it for shits and giggles.
Was my arrangement unnecessary?
Yeah, it was unnecessary. No, it's fine.
I like it. Can I see it for a moment?
As Cancun reaches towards the boat with interest, I sense the helicopter tilt slightly to the side.
Circling around. Please hang on to something.
Helicopter leans more sharply as Kakuna-san speaks. It seems that we need to take on more fuel before we reach Inaba. I reflect on Elizabeth's words as I look down on the view spreading out below us. It reminds me of that mysterious sea-like place. Reminds her of space? Holy crap. The air in the helicopter is heavy. Upon reaching the last known location of Mitsuru-san and the others, we immediately saw that the guardrail is broken, as if a car had smashed through it. We looked down the cliff and discovered a black vehicle below, unmistakably Mitsuru-san's limousine. There were no skid marks on the road that indicate braking, and the car's body was seriously damaged. It appeared that it had been going at a very high rate of speed when it hit the barrier. Everyone paled in an instant, and we were all at a loss for words. But the driver was the only person in the vehicle, and though he was injured, there was no traces of blood from anyone other than him in the car. We wondered for a moment if the others had been able to leave the vehicle on their own, but if they had, they would have tried to contact us. It also seemed odd that they left an unconscious and injured man behind. Furthermore, there were no footprints around the vehicle at all. We did another search out for their GPS signal, but there were no signs of their whereabouts. That left us only with one conclusion.
I hate to think about it, but does this mean that they've been captured?
Let us be optimistic and assume that they're still alive. If they were captured, then the enemy values their lives and will do no harm. We do have a chance.
I carried the injured driver from the bottom of the cliff back up to the road. Kakuna-san requested a vehicle to transport him to the hospital under the Kirijo family's care. Kakuna-san made the decision since we wouldn't have been able to explain what happened to the normal ambulance. Also, it's possible that the people from public safety would take him away if we reported this to the authorities. Kakuna-san asked the personnel who arrived with the transport to try to ask the driver about what happened when he regained consciousness. That will likely be difficult, however. If this is similar to what happened last time, the driver would have no memories of the events, much like the people who captured B and transported B to Inaba last time. However, there's no guarantee that the same had happened to the limousine driver. Not long after, we were back in the helicopter, which takes us to where we are now. To be honest, everyone's at a loss for how bad the situation is. Cancun tries to change the topic in an attempt to divert us from our worries.
It's amazing that you know how to pilot a helicopter, Kikuno-san. I heard that it's hard to hover in the mountains. Did you train for that?
Only a couple of years ago, but I have taken part in an assault operation involving a helicopter.
You were in an assault with a helicopter? Where?
Just a high school dormitory.
Huh? Oh yeah, I remember that.
I decided to learn how to pilot in the event that if someone attempted the same move, I would be able to respond properly.
My understanding has been renewed. Seems that being a maid is a very serious and very difficult occupation.
Oh, damn! Well, I finally got in touch with Junpei. I don't know why, but he's already at Yaso Inaba Station, so I told him to stay there. In any case, we should head to Inaba too. We might find some kind of clue there.
Mitsuru-san's group had gone missing before sunset, and it's almost midnight now.
Whoever did this must be the same person who kidnapped Blabber's-san. It's unthinkable anyone else would be able to do that. The question is what he intends to accomplish by kidnapping them.
Cancun flips through reports on the events of the case up until now and seemingly lost in thought. What is to be gained by kidnapping Mitsuru-san this time? At that moment, heavy static flickers across the video displays within the helicopter. This is the same as last time? If it's the same as last time, I'll skip it.
The strong win, while the weak disappear. Tonight, we will witness the hottest battles in all history. The goddess of victory is waiting to descend upon the ring. P1 fans, are you ready? Are you ready?
Time to let loose an all-out war!
The contestants in the previous P1 Grand Prix have returned for another tournament, right on the heels of the last one. These warriors will create another legend here at the world-shattering P1 Ring! These are battles of honor, battles of will. Sparks will fly. Some fight for pride, some fight for glory. Will this be decided by pure muscle, or will a battle of wits determine the outcome? Things are heating up! Tonight, who will win the title of champion? Who will be crowned with the winner's wreath? Whose tale of glory will resound for generations? All that remains are the dreams of the warriors. As the Grand Prix plunges into its final chapter, the P1 Climax is...
Barely getting started!
Pretty sure that was the exact same as last time, but I figured I'd watch it again anyways. Been a while.
Hey, what was that just now? Weren't those the Persona users in Inaba? It showed Mitsuru-senpai and the others, too.
I read the case records. If I recall correctly, was that the Midnight Channel that was being broadcast in Inaba?
Jesus, fucking arm's been itchy. You even fucking knocked my headphones out of my jack trying to itch my goddamn arm.
I was on it too, but it wasn't like that last time.
All of us in the helicopter are utterly confused. Who would broadcast something like that, and why? The P1 Climax. It's obviously a continuation of the fighting tournament. Suddenly the monitor switches to another feed.
Yoo-hoo! Have you been well, Lobby-chan?
General Teddy? But I thought I already...
General Teddy, in the recent P1 Grand Prix, the one calling itself General Teddy turned out to be my own shadow. But I accepted my shadow and gained the power to use a persona. But if he's on the screen again, then... General Teddy ignores my confusion and continues.
There's no way I'd go away so easily. I mean, a P1 without me is like a tuna sandwich without the tuna.
He can hear us? Isn't he that weird Persona user named Teddy?
No, he must be the General Teddy who hosted the fighting tournament last time. General Teddy, where did you take Mitsuru-san and the others? If you don't give us a good answer, you're gonna pay!
It's past your bedtime, Cubby. If you're gonna keep giving me lip, I'm not going to explain anything.
Explain?
That's right. I mean, the three of you are very important guest stars in the P1 Climax, after all. So you'll participate, of course, right?
What? What are you after?
If you value the lives of the hostages, you yapping pup, you don't have any choice but to participate.
Huh?
The P1 Climax! It's the end of the world! One-on-one deathmatch that's worthy of the name Climax! And best of all, if you don't win the one-on-one tournament to the finish within the hour, the world will end! No punches pulled this time! I'll make myself clear so that no one misunderstands. This will not be taking place within the TV world. It will, in fact, take place in the reality which you occupy. Enjoy it while you can. Alrighty then! Time to show off how that special stage is going.
The video feed switches to something else. Ah! So much anime at the start of this story. Holy shit, it's awesome. I like it.
Was that Mitsuru-senpai?
Sonata-san, Aiga-san, and Fuka-san too!
What will be the fate of our captured queen and her loyal minions? Oh, and this is a no-fly zone. We don't have any room in the parking lot for that thing, so you'd better start walking to the battleground. As a little incentive, Persona! Kintoki Doji! Throw him a tomahawk!
The last command from General Teddy. The monitor turns off. After a moment of silence, Kakuna-san shouts from the cockpit.
No. There really is a missile coming our way. Evasive maneuvers. Brace yourselves.
A missile? Ah!
As soon as Kakuna-san shouts, the helicopter makes a sharp turn and we're all thrown to the side. Oh, there's a deafening roar and the helicopter shakes madly but recovers.
Are we hit?
It barely missed, but there's a good chance that it will still detonate.
It exploded! Wait, it's a firework?
Smart ass. Moments after the explosion, Turtle Teddy's face was drawn in the night sky with colorful sparks. He even managed to capture his image, taunting us with his tongue sticking out.
He obviously missed on purpose. It was most likely fired from the direction of Inaba.
That is not funny at all! Is he trying to start a war or something? Wait, what is that?
There's something in the distance. It's huge!
Yukari-san points towards the shape of a gigantic building stretching toward the sky. Something red is writhing around that bizarre structure, trying to envelop the town below it. Is it red fog?
I'll zoom in.
Yukari-san adjusts the monitor that had just been displaying General Teddy's laughing face to show us the enormous structure up ahead. And as Yukari-san and Ken both tense up when they catch sight of it.
No way! This is just like
Tartarus.
Searching data for Tartarus, results found. A labyrinth that only appears during the dark hour and a breeding ground for shadows. There's also the place where a powerful being was going to descend upon the world to bring about destruction. The documents in my hand have a page dedicated to it as well. What I read there confounds me. 3 years ago when Mitsuru-san and companions were in high school, something happened there. All I can gather is that they fought desperately in a tower called Tartarus that resembles the one outside. As the red fog grows thicker, the building that Ken-kun and Yukari-san referred to as Tartarus begins to disappear from our view.
I'm sorry to do this, but I have to withdraw before we're shot down.
But we've come so far!
If they fire another one at us, I won't be able to dodge again. Even if it's only a firework, a direct hit can still bring us down.
Hold on, Kikuno-san. Can you drop low enough somewhere so we can get out?
There's no way. If we land, we'll be sitting ducks.
No, once we're out, you'll get out of here. You don't need to land.
What are you saying?
Please, do it! Don't worry. Remember, General Teddy asked us to come on foot. We'll manage somehow.
Understood. I'm looking for a landing site. There appears to be a large shopping center nearby.
While dodging explosions from missiles flying mercilessly towards us, the helicopter nosedives, plunging us toward the ground as we move closer to Inaba.
Labra-san, please take this. It may be of use. It contains the data that was taken from the Ergonomics Research Laboratory's top-secret files. The creator's name is Shuji Ikutsuki.
Shuji Ikutsuki. The name was also in the documents Kakuna-san had given me. He betrayed Mitsuru-san at the last moment 3 years ago and revealed himself as an enemy. Ever since the death of Koitsu Kirijo, the patriarch of the Kirijo family 2 generations ago, this man took the lead in all the dangerous events relating to the shadows. That is how dangerous this man is, but the documents also say that Ikutsuki took his own life.
File name was Project Puppet Master. I'm not entirely sure if that's a code or a description of the project.
Puppet Master? Could that be something to do with me and Aegis?
I was only able to decrypt a portion of it, but it seems to be data on an experiment involving a plume of dusk.
An experiment with a plume of dusk. So, why are you giving this to me?
It may assist you in determining the enemy's identity. Actually, I found traces of an unauthorized attempt to access this file from outside of the Ergo Research Network. I investigated this and found that the requests made to break in originated from this vicinity, likely from within Inaba itself.
Huh? So someone in Inaba knew about that research before all this started and was looking for it?
Kakuna-san nods silently. Of all the files in the quarantined server to go after, if this was one specifically targeted, then the hacker must at least have known about its presence here. cyber attack wasn't done by some ordinary hacker who broke into the server and was looking around out of curiosity, which means that the hacker is probably either the culprit himself or someone connected to
The firewall prevented the intruder from accessing the file, but the attempted hacker didn't even try to cover their tracks.
What? Who would do this?
The hacker didn't even attempt to cover their access to the server. Could that mean that they wanted someone to know about the existence of this file even if they failed to access it? That doesn't make much sense. Putting aside whatever doubts we have, Kakino-san continues on.
It's only in fragments, but the name Sho Minazuki appears many times in those files.
Who is he?
Sho... Oh no! It almost gone through an entire bottle of water without choking. Fuck. Sho Minazuki, I don't know that name. Could that person be the culprit? At the very least, there's no mistake that this person is deeply related to this case.
I'll contact you once we crack the encryption, but in case it becomes difficult to transfer the data to you, I'll give you a copy.
Then I'll download that data into myself and take a look at the parts that you've managed to decrypt.
That would be for the best.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Kakuna-san hands me a memory card. I insert it into my memory slot and save the data on it for my internal memory. Just as Kakuna-san says, most of the experiment records. One file remains that cannot be read. Project Puppermancer, what is in that file? We don't know what is in that file. Anime? More? Fuck, oh my god.
Shopping center in a moment. Everyone,
Okay.
prepare to disembark.
I gotta call her. Time is up. Oh my god. I'll... When you see something called cliffhanger, you kind of question if you made the right decision to quit at the right time or not. Wow. That was a long fucking chapter. Oh my god, that was all one? Unless... Oh, maybe I just fucked up. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I should have waited a little bit more. Oh well. I'm gonna call it there for sure. And if I start that up and it turns out to be like for all the stuff, I will just fast forward ahead. We'll be good to go. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this face cam dealy thing. I'm gonna try to do a session of The Evil Within with this here soon. And then we'll see how that works, and by the time this goes up, that'll already be up, and I'll just see if you guys really like it. Please tell me. Please let me know. I wanna try to change things up. I feel like things are getting a bit stagnant, so change things up a little bit. We'll see. So with that, check the description for links to other places. And I will talk to you guys, as always, later. This is Goglabesh saying, good night, everyone.